Hi, I'm Dr. Jorge Lumbreras, an assistant professor of industrial organizational psychology, as well as the director of research for the IO program here at Seattle Pacific University. I am a researcher with broad interest in diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, and as well as the changing nature of work. Essentially, I like to look at the experiences of minority workers in the workforce and how those experiences have changed over time, and who we're not looking at and who we fail to look at over time. More specifically, I'm very much focused on race and ethnicity. This stems from my own experience as being a first generation student, as well as being Latina or Latino. And this helps inform some of my own research. So, first example, I'm currently working on a code switching project where I look at the experiences of people going through racial and ethnic code switching. Code switching, as it pertains to race or ethnicity, it's essentially when you change the way that you dress, act, behave, speak, or present yourselves around other people based on your racial identity. So it goes beyond regular impression management. We're bringing in our own racial and ethnic identity and how we change based on other people's racial and ethnic identity. This research is ongoing, and I partner with other institutions such as the University of Georgia and Purdue University to work on this. And this includes conducting semi-structured interviews with several minority identifying employees and doing extensive and intensive qualitative coding to understand what themes come up in these interviews, as well as trying to understand some of the antecedents. Now, that's just some of my current research. Future research from me will include grant writing and applying to, for example, the National Science Foundation to obtain grants to look at to better examine first generation Latina students and workers and better understand some of the barriers that they face when not just entering education, but also entering the workforce for the first time after being a first generation student. So I want to engage with working with other minority-served institutions and forming partnerships, specifically Hispanic-served institutions. Now, as for my research vertical team or my research lab, we work on several DEI projects together. One that we're just beginning to form includes a project that looks at the difference between genuine versus performative DEI practices. So what constitutes something that's genuine? How effective is it? And then what constitutes a performative DEI practice? For example, what is an empty promise versus something that you can actually follow up on? And this is just sort of the type of research that you can expect from IRBT. I'm working with it. Now, IRBT also engages in a lot of discussion about DEI specifically, as that is very broadly my field. We may end up talking about the DEI Deconstructed book by Lily Zhang and using that as a foundation for us to talk about and understand DEI, how to better work with it. Now, other side projects within my RBT I'm working with me specifically may include working on engagement surveys, so working more on the I or personnel side of psychology. Or I also work with the biology department to gather data on their program, which essentially targets first generation racial and ethnic minority students. Who are entering STEM fields, specifically biology, and how to better improve the program using that survey data, that qualitative and quantitative data. And so by working with me, you'll be working with someone who's a researcher at heart and wants to focus almost exclusively on research and DEI specifically. So if you're interested, let me know, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. Thank you.